tickets. Stop respawn.
Damn, there's so many little kids on here, dude. This is f***ing Drake's dream.
What did Femboy do?
Hi, buddy.
Actually, yeah, let's kick
My
him.
fault, my fault, my fault. Oh, fucking cranium! Get on! Please let that land. Holy. Oh, that one's probably a more worry than the one far. Gang. Oh, block. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Oh, shit. I'm getting too old to crawl on the ground for a video game. There's a Humvee. Spin back, spin back. I killed one. Sir, get down. I'm really about that shit, huh? So, since that video on Contractors where I was going through showing the Star Wars mod and also showing all the Call of Duty mods, a lot of people have been asking me if I'm ever going to end up playing Pavlov Shack. Well, buddy of mine, TK, asked me if I was going to ever get it. Luckily for him, recently speaking, they just added a casting feature where I could cast over my Quest 3 gameplay over to my PC. So, I'm game for standalone games now, instead of me avoiding them like I've been doing for the last few months. So, I ended up just picking up this game. It's only 20 bucks. I was like, I played Pavlov on the original PC VR version, and that game honestly is kind of dead these days. I know it has a player base, but it's just not as big as it used to be. It's not cross-platform with Pavlov Shack, or I probably just would have stuck to the PC VR version, but I couldn't play with my buddy, and I also wanted the bigger player base. Obviously, a lot more people have a standalone Quest than they do have PCs, and especially having a VR and a PC is not that common. So I want to get into it and talk about a few of the things that I think it does better than Contractors, and a few things I think Contractors does a little bit better, but it's not going to be a complete comparison video. It's just more of me talking about the things that I like and the things I can correlate with my favorite game on the PC VR. First off, Contractors already has this beat as far as it's cross-platform. I wish all games were cross-platform. VR is already such a limited player base. Between PC VR and the MetaQuest, we could have a big player base, but having us divided, it completely cuts the traffic in half we could have on all these games. I love games like Contractors that are cross-platform, and there's a good few titles like Ghost of Tabor is also cross-platform, and I wish Pavlov was that way. It would have such a bigger player base if it was, because I mean, PC VR does get a bit of players, but compared to the servers on Oculus, PC VR's version of Pavlov is completely dead. I was actually really surprised about the gunplay and mechanics of this game. Just feels so nice. In Contractors, you don't know how many times I have to stop, look around, find my guns, mag, find where I gotta rack it, everything, gotta make sure everything's cool, and it takes me a second to kind of get that reloaded. Mags all over my chest, and then there's pistol mags on my hips, and I don't know where to really reach half the time. Pavlov has this beautiful system where there's only one place you can grab mags from, but depending on the gun you have in your hand, that's the mag it's going to pull from the pouch. So I feel like Pavlov is way more user-friendly. I feel like you can reload everything super easy, and you can always, most of the guns eject. If it's the AK, you can knock the mag on the back just like every good game does. I feel like reloading, etc. is just a lot harder in Contractors versus Pavlov, which is super easy. It feels like can't really mess it up. And there's many a times in Contractors where I'll be in a fight, run out of ammo, and try and speed reload real fast and mess it up. Only time I'll do that is if I miss the mag hole with the actual mag itself. Shit, huh? Go in the f***ing gun, maybe.
Same with the shooting. I feel like in Pavlov, it's a little more user-friendly versus Contractors, which I feel is a little bit harder. Contractors is like the Call of Duty, oddly, where it's like a little more fast-paced shooting, and you know, you kind of have to be expecting everything constantly. Pavlov's more like the Battlefield, where everything's a little bit slower, but it's still fun. It's an arcade shooter, but it's a little more slower and a little more long range, but there's a steadiness that comes with these guns versus Contractors. I feel like aiming down range is not half as hard in Pavlov as it is Contractors for me, and I don't know if it's because I play Contractors on PC VR and there's some weird Quest 3 controller glitch, or I'm just a shaky person. Pavlov, I'm literally a sniper. That's my favorite thing to be in the big Afghanistan map Sandstorm. In Contractors, I'm a run and gun dude. I only like to be up close. I don't know what it is about Pavlov versus Contractors, but I love to be far long range. And I'm going to keep on bringing up that Battlefield versus Call of Duty kind of feel with these, because really, that's exactly how it feels. I'm a Battlefield fan, so being on these bigger maps with more players, being 12 V12, I'm having a blast. I'm sitting out, I'm sniping with the M10 Tan, sitting there picking heads off just like I would in Battlefield with a DMR. One thing I have run into with the gunplay a lot is probably having the difficulty of racking a sniper. If I'm using a bolt action, I have a really hard time racking it, and I don't know what it is about it. It's just sometimes my brain don't want to work with it, and it just does it a little too fast, and I mess it up.
Doesn't mean it doesn't work, but it can be janky sometimes. I would argue that sniping is probably the best thing to do in Pavlov. Just look at how satisfying it is.
It's one down. Another one down. Another one down.
In a sense, to me, I feel like the guns feel just a little bit better than Contractors to me, and I don't know if that's personal preference. It might just be that. Or most of the time on Contractors, I'm using modded weapons. So obviously mods are not going to be as good as the standard weapons. I don't use the standard weapons that come with Contractors a lot. But in Pavlov, I feel like when I shoot, my gun doesn't move as much compared to Contractors, which is always kind of wiggling, but that doesn't have a lot of recoil in general. If that makes any sense whatsoever, it's kind of hard to explain. It feels like when I shoot a singular bolt shot from this, it doesn't jiggle and kick as much, so I can keep on target and keep staring at it. But in Contractors, my entire gun goes whoom and moves. The single shot recoil seems a lot higher in Contractors compared to this. Community interaction. Fucking English. The community and interaction could use some work. This game is one of the most fun games on the planet to go and talk to people and have fun and joke and cut up.
Ah! Watch where you driving, you fucking maniac! Get off the perks! That's what killed Juice World. You need to move, dog. I'm sniping somebody right now. Move the rock out of the way. Fucking psychopath. I'm sitting here minding my business.
Something they always do, man, is they're so rude to the younger audience for no reason. Look, I understand some people on the younger side can be a little bit of annoying at times. They can be loud, obnoxious. Trust me, I think it too. Don't have to kick them from every server they get into with you, and you don't have to be rude and constantly team kill them. The biggest issue I've been running into with Pavlov is team killing.
Damn! You missed. Team killer. He's trying to team kill everybody. Don't do it. I don't want to team kill you, but I will. No hate.
For some reason, they'll get into an argument with the little kid. When they lose that argument, they start just killing the little kid. Then the little kid will kill him. Then I kill both of them because I think they're team killing each other. I run off, and then they team kill me when I'm like 300 yards out because I thought one of them was team killing, or they thought I'm the team killer. It always goes in this big circle where pretty much our entire team will start killing each other. And it's so annoying, man. Be nice and respectful to everybody, regardless of their age, how annoying they are. It doesn't matter. Just be kind to them and laugh and cut up. You can pick a little bit of fun. Don't worry, I do it too. But just chill out, man. It's not that deep. All of you, younger audience, older audience, the old folks, the people my age, just chill out, man. We're all there for the same reason. We're here to have fun. You guys can really ruin it by being dicks for no reason, man. There was this kid that was actually super fun to talk to. It was my first game on Sandstorm. He was teaching me stuff on how to buy the guns, how to upgrade them, to how to tell which ones were modded guns versus, normal guns. He was showing me everything. And then all of a sudden, he had to completely shut up and be quiet because they started kicking all the people that were really young. It's not that deep, man. I don't know why they can't just play too. They're being kind. They're acting like adults, so treat them like adults. If they act like little kids, fine, treat them like little kids. But why are you acting like a little kid treating him that way? It's just such a back and forth with the arguments and the fighting and all that. Just love one another, man. It's like having your little cousin that's annoying at the barbecue. Yeah, all the adults are thinking it too, that he's annoying and he's a little loud and no one wants to hear about his damn train set, but just deal with him. It's fine. And honestly, for that very reason, speaking of which, and this leads me into my next point, sometimes there can be a lack of players, but only really late at night. If it rolls around about 11 o'clock, that's late everywhere in America. So, there's not really that many players on except people my age, and really all they play is, I don't know, with themselves on the VRs. But if you can hit this game, right after lunchtime, or maybe right after 3 o'clock, that's about when everybody's out of school and when everybody's out of work. The old folks are on, the young folks are on. You can find a lot of players. So it's only at times that it has a lack of players.
I think one of the biggest standouts of this game compared to Contractors, I know I keep comparing them, but
vehicles. This game has set it up so perfectly. Right triggers your gas pedal, left triggers your brakes or reverse, and then you steer with your hands unless you're on an ATV, and then it's just steering with your joystick. They do it so perfect. It's so nice to be able to actually drive a car and get the mobility to go across this big map like when you're playing Desert Remake or Sandstorm. I don't want to have to walk the entire way. So it's nice that they have vehicles and they know how to make a system for driving in a VR shooter because, I mean, hell, what am I going to do? Am I going to plug in a steering wheel and pedals? No. So they just did it a really simple way that's effective, and it makes the game so much smoother. It plays so much smoother. We can get from point A to B and actually capture and hold certain points and all that, and we can all have fun without having to walk for 45 minutes like you do in Battlefield most of the time, even though that's my favorite game. They added something that I didn't realize VR shooter games needed until it was time. And yeah, you will get deathly sick if you're in one of the helicopters, but it's worth it. It's fun. It can be fun sometimes. You ever shot somebody out of a helicopter before? I think not. Now I can say I have.
Looking forward so much better than anything. Damn it. That's terrifying. I'm fucking dead. I lived. Oh yeah.
I have to say this is probably my favorite FPS shooter on my VR completely. I say Contractors is a better game for the modding side of things because it has the Call of Duty mod, the Star Wars mod, Halo mod. It has complete revamps of the entirety of the game where you can't even tell you're playing Contractors. Compared to Pavlov, you're always playing Pavlov, but it's just sometimes there's little mods like a different map or different guns. They're very minuscule mods where Contractors is a lot more open to mod and have different crazy experiences in it. But Pavlov does its thing and it does it very well. Yeah, you get a lot more out of Contractors as far as experience goes. You can be in so many different universes and different things from your movies and shows that you loved growing up, but Pavlov does the shooting side way better to me. So if you guys want to see more of this game, don't worry, you're not going to have a choice. I'm so going to play more of this, and I'm so going to record more. It doesn't matter if this does well, it doesn't matter if this does horribly. I'm going to play this game all the time on stream because it seems like you guys love it, and I love it, so I'm going to keep on playing it until I get bored of it. I know you guys really do enjoy the VR content a lot more, and I'm starting to realize that. I was going to make a video on Veil, but honestly, it went free to play, but it's not really free to play. Oh, Veil, hold that. I'm never playing your game. I'm never going to give you money just because you did that. But anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it. I could get a million years of footage of Pavlov Shack. And please, you guys are always welcome to come join my stream and always try and get in my game. As long as you don't say slurs, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't say slurs, you know. I want to try and bring the welcomeness back to the Pavlov community, and I don't care if you guys are 2 years old or 80 years old. If you play the game and you're nice, come join me. I don't care. You can find the servers I'm in. Usually it's a Sandstorm map, and I'm so hyped. I love this game, and thank you guys so much. And that's it. Bye.
Watch where you driving, you fucking maniac.